What's up guys, you've tuned into another episode of Overwatch Replay, a series where I commentate an Overwatch ranked match for you guys and tell you what's going through my mind play by play. This game is super awesome and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. I highly recommend it to anyone who's looking for a competitive team-based shooter. But without further ado, let's get started.
They are never more alive.
So today we have another ranked match, this time on Dorado. And as with last episode, I revealed to you how I choose my character. So I take a look at my team composition, as in I let everyone select a character first. And I see that we have, well, we start off with a Junkrat. But I see that we need a healer. So I'm feeling pretty confident that I can fill that role. So I go ahead and pick Mercy, because I think she is pretty good on this level because she's very mobile, provided her teammates are within flying distance of her, and she can heal people pretty quickly. Not quite a burst heal, but it'll do the job. So right here I decide to start boosting Junkrat because I feel like he was going to lob his grenades into the spawning point, but actually I then see that our Zarya is instantly in a horrible situation, and I get dragged into it because I decided to heal her. So I thought that she took a lot. I saw that she took a lot of damage, so I needed her to be healed. But obviously I was up against the entire team. It was just the two of us, so there's that. Jumping back into, no pun intended, into my next life, I follow the Winston in. He's just running straight into head-on the entire team, and I'm trying to support him as much as I can. I see that he goes down, and I instantly turn around and hope that my teammates are behind me. So I actually end up getting lucky, and my teammates are there. I try to heal them as much as possible, but the opposing team seems to be overpowering us, at least until this checkpoint. So fearing that I'm not particularly supporting our team very well, I switched to Zenyatta, and I can't stress this enough. It is really important to recognize when you're not doing your job as a character and how you can help out. You know, if you're a support character, it's all right to change your character. It's not a pride thing. You know, you just gotta do it. All right, you gotta do what you gotta do to win. So I decided to switch to Zenyatta. I thought he does more damage, and he does pretty much the same amount of healing, especially with this buff. And it actually ended up working out, as you'll see. So the way I like to play Zenyatta is I like to sit back behind my teammates. I rarely like to go out in front, and I like to help them out, obviously, just by shifting the Orb of Harmony and healing my teammates when they need help, and then also throwing the Orb of Discord onto opponents that they are attacking to help them take it out. And it's really nice to just, I mean, as you'll see, my aim is just trash right here. It's really nice to just sit back and do some damage, even though Reinhardt takes me out there, but obviously Zenyatta's one weakness is that he is very immobile, and he has no way of getting out. But luckily we have a teleporter, so no way of getting out in the fact that if he's in a one-on-one situation and the opponent is very close to them, i.e. that Reinhardt, not going to win that fight. So luckily we have a teleporter, which is surprising, because actually we're on the fence right, so it's still surprising that it's not a bad teleporter. No problems. So I didn't want to let this Reinhardt just advance. I see that Winston's taking damage, so I give him the Orb of Harmony. I help him out. I actually saved his ass. You owe me one, Winston. And then this Zarya comes in, and she's being really annoying, but I actually took her out. So right here, we have a hindsight is 2020 situation. I actually make a horrible mistake. I have my super here. I check to see if there's any enemies coming on the way, and I see that there's one by one a bunch of enemies going in there, and a bunch of my teammates in there taking a lot of damage. And I had my super. I could have changed that situation. I could have just pretty much nullified all the damage they took. But this Reinhardt just sneaks up behind me, and I don't even do anything about it. And we actually end up losing 2 teammates there. I could have saved them. So it's really important when you use your super Zenyatta, he can really change the tide of the match.
Come get your armor.
So here I give, what's his name, Winston, the Orb of Harmony, because I see he's trying to defend people, defend our flank over there. I see that we've set up a turret, and I see that there's one lone Reinhardt just trying to push the payload. So basically we're getting flanked on the left side. We have Reinhardt trying to push the payload, although I believe he's dead by now. And luckily Winston, Zarya, what's her name, Symmetra, and I are protecting the flanks. So we have Winston just doing work. He's just everywhere, even though, what's her name, Zarya uses her super there. I tried to nullify it but I was actually a little far away for that situation. But we end up sort of killing her. Not really. I actually have horrible aim with Zenyatta, believe it or not, and I actually end up buffing her in a horrible situation. So this goes on for a while, and Zarya is actually doing a really good job of dodging all my bullets. So I just back off. I know I'm not winning this fight, because she actually ended up getting her shields back, and then I get destroyed by Genji. So luckily our teleporter's still up. It's actually in a very good spot. Take note of that spot if you're playing on Dorado, guys, and you want to play Symmetra. That was actually really clutch. Entirely why we were able to hold them off, I think. That in conjunction with us playing, I don't know, just playing better than them, because they were going one by one pretty much and losing that fight one by one. Especially because we have the teleporter there. So I heal up, and that's pretty much the end of this round. So stick around for the next round, it's exciting.
Complete. Switching sides. Score 0-1. Switching sides. Prepare to attack.
So our team ends up actually pretty much sticking the same. Actually, we didn't have a Reaper before, but what can I say? We actually managed to retain our Symmetra for whatever reason. He must just really like, or she must just really like Symmetra. I don't think she's too useful on attack, but
At least we have Reinhardt.
you'll see what happens pretty much. We end up winning the match, but Symmetra doesn't really do too much help for us. So right out of the gate, I actually see this nice McCree right here, and I managed to scare him off because, or I guess probably the people behind me scared him off. And so I decided to go to the right and provide my team with some support, but the Junkrat takes me out.
The cycle begins anew.
So in this situation, I see that a bunch of my teammates just went down, and actually all my team, except for one, went down. So I'm actually just gonna wait and let Winston go ahead of me, because it's really just kind of dumb. One Zenyatta going out by himself, I'm just gonna lose my life. So Zenyatta's truly gets a lot of his kills and does the best support when he's behind his teammates, in my opinion, of course. Of course, you can be a pro Zenyatta player and probably outplay a bunch of people if you're really that good. And I heard the ripped tire, and I actually ended up walking in here for safety, but I actually got trapped. But I managed to take out Junkrat because he was actually using a super. So I was lucky in that respect. And I don't get killed by this Zarya, which was thanks to my teammates. And we're just pushing the payload forward, guys. No real drama yet. So of course we're nearing the middle of the map, so we're gonna end up seeing our opponents much more frequently. So we actually end up hitting this choke point. I take out this Junkrat, I try to heal the Reaper, and he wisely uses Reaper's form, gets out of there. So I pop my super because I saw so many enemies that he was running away from, and I didn't bother to actually look to see if they were still there. So it was actually kind of a waste of my super, which is basically, if you don't know, it heals all your teammates within a vicinity very quickly, and it makes you invincible. So here, my team is actually pretty spread out, so I decide to continue moving the payload. It shouldn't be just me and one other, I guess it's Reaper as well, but my team's kind of overextending. We need to move the payload as a team, and we're doing that now, but as I just said, we weren't really doing it. Now we're moving it, so as you can see, we covered a lot of ground really quickly, and then 3 of my teammates go down to Bastion, including me, so 4. And there's also Mercy in there as well, just buffing Bastion. So this is a pretty good spot for Bastion to set up, but that's that. So right here I see that there's a Pharah up top, so I wanted to put the Orb of Discord on her, because she tends to be pretty tough to take out, and she can do a lot of damage. As you can see right there, I think she did all that damage, if I'm not mistaken. So I need to heal, I need to do some healing real quick. But Junkrat throws his super out and takes out 2 of us. Here I put the Orb of Harmony on a couple of my teammates, and I see that I'm about to take a lot of damage. But I did know my teammates were by me, so I actually used my super as sort of a defensive technique for myself. It's not, I don't generally recommend doing that, but in that situation I saw that the entire team was there, and I figured there were 2 of my teammates there, so maybe we could do some work if they were pretty much invincible. So I actually snake around, and no one notices me. I managed to put the Orb of Harmony on Reinhardt, but he does nothing. He actually just dies too quickly. So I help out my teammates here. Again, it's always good to have an Orb of Discord on one of the opponents at least, and the Orb of Harmony on one of your teammates at least. Well, I guess you can't have it on more than one, but at all times rather. So here I see that Bastion's actually still in that room. I'm sure he's been there all match. Classic Bastion, just camp up. And then I see that Zarya ends up doing her super again, so I decided to go in as hard as I can and use my super to try to counteract it. It ended up working out more or less, because I get this kill on Torbjorn, and I think we take out this Zarya as well, or at least she runs out, and we actually take out this this bro here who tried to launch a bunch of rockets in my face, but I ended up getting killed by a Bastion who decided to finally move. And finally our Symmetra on attack ends up doing some good work. She actually snuck around in a very kind of safe spot that you wouldn't really notice. Especially there wouldn't really be a Symmetra on attack, so it's pretty surprising. She put the excuse me, the teleporter in front of the payload, which was pretty cool because the enemies ran past it and we end up flanking them in a way, I guess. So thanks so much for watching. We win the game. Leave a thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to me if you like me, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, etc, etc. And I'll leave you with the play of the game.
Play of the match.
Yeah, something's.
Epic.